So, hi everyone, welcome. And for those of you who do not know me, my name is John Jacobs, and we're here today to share some new information about the HyperBath Cellular Rebalancing System. And as many of you know, quite a few years ago, my wife Beverly, the love of my life, was slipping away from me, and I was helpless to stop it. She was in terrible pain, exhausted from lack of sleep and falling deeper into depression as she struggled to fight her way back to health. Chronic fatigue, joint pain, and insomnia caused by buildup of toxins in her body were like they were eating at her will to live. And this is when we discovered that toxins and chemicals and medications are destroying our health and shortening our lives. We have found a simple answer to a complex problem. And, I'm not a doctor, nor do I play a doctor or pretend to be a doctor, but, well, I'm kind of a doctor, an auto doctor, in other words, a mechanic. And this is when I use my skills to develop the HyperBath Pro detox system. And I just want to mention the information on this webinar is not intended to treat, cure, prevent, or diagnose any disease or ailment. The information is for educational purposes only. It's not intended as a substitute for professional advice of any kind. Always consult your doctor before doing anything to do with your health. And now, I would love to introduce a great gal to whom I know you will love to hear today. This is Tina Heathers. And Tina has a great background in business development and coaching small business owners. But more importantly, she has extensive knowledge and experience in the holistic health, working as a Reiki master, an intuitive healer, and doing energy and chakra readings while coaching people through their self-healing journey. So I'd like to welcome Tina.
Thanks, John. Okay, so everybody listening and watching will have varying degrees of use of the machine personally as a business, or you might even be brand new. So hopefully in this overview, we'll give you some information, but please, if you have any questions, you can ask at the end, or you're welcome to email us at any time with any of your questions, because we really want to be able to help you use the HyperBath Pro to transform your own health or the health of your clients or your family or friends, right? So that is the purpose. So it's really important that you get all the information you need. All right, so I have got some pictures, thought that would be nice and easy to share. So I'm going to start with a little information here on the HyperBath. So most of you know that the HyperBath Pro is a product of Healthier Living for You. And most of you are probably familiar with the company, but you've just listened to John, our founding father, who designed and manufactures the product. So he's here with us today. And there's me, extensive background in business coaching. So John has hired me to help you run a great business so you can help your clients and you can make good money while you're understanding the holistic healing field and how to really, really help people. Okay, so just an overview, right? The HyperBath Pro, what is about detoxing, but we have discovered it's more than a detox. Now, we have many testimonials of how people have used the HyperBath Pro for healing and transformation. Endless amounts. John's got stacks of them. Okay, so the ionic foot baths were sold because they help detoxify the body. Now, lately, the problem has come up in the industry that people continue to claim the brown water is full of toxins that have been released from your body. And then other, studies are showing really the water's not full of toxins. Some of that's from the urea. So there's a lot of confusion in the industry about how this works, but we know it works, right? And so this whole story that the industry was built on, that this kind of goopy, ugly water is all stuff coming out of your body. Now, through the years and years of working with this, we know that's not totally true, right? You do have some detox. Most of the detox is going through your natural elimination systems. Yes, some of this water turns from the ionization process and some from the array. So there's lots of things that are happening here that isn't 100% that stuff coming from your body. So we're trying to get away from that language so that we can really focus on the real value that this HyperBath Pro produces with healing. And it's not just physically about the brown goop that's coming out of the water, right? We want it to be more than that. We want people to realize the real benefits, okay? So we know that it helps the body in many different ways after all these years of working with it. All right, so we're trying to switch the focus onto the true value of healing and how it affects our cellular energy, as well as some detox, but not just the detox. Okay, so why are we switching this message over to the cellular energy? Is because we have found out more information. And we know now that the cells in your body have ion channels that allow the flow of positive and negative energy through them. And the regulation of these ion channels influences the life of the cell and how it functions. Okay, and the energy flow throughout your cells, your systems, and your organs determine the health of the body. And that's really an important piece of the news story. So we want to look at the cells. It's not just about detoxing the cells. The cells have many functions. So it's about stimulating, rejuvenating, and reinstating the original healthy patterns stored within the cells. We know that the body has its own intelligence. We're trying to free it up so that it can function in its natural and original patterning. The cells have just multiple functions. So there's a lot of research out there now. There's some really great books. This one's on cell level healing. I don't know if anybody's read Candace Pert's books on the molecules of emotion. There's The Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton. There's lots of great material out to show us the deeper levels of healing and how the HyperBath Pro can really help, right? And so some of the language through the cellular healing stuff is that healing must touch the cells because illness also begins at the cellular level. And regardless of how out of balance your body may become, it still retains the information necessary to return to balance. And that's what we're trying to do. That's why we call it rebalancing, re-stimulating the energy so it returns to the patterns that it knows and the patterns that are meant to, how it's meant to function. All right, so we know energy blockages prevent healing. Thus, an open system with freely moving energy offers us the best chance of healing. Now, any of us, or any people listening who are, from the energy healing field, you will know this to be true, right? The whole energy healing field is based on restoring the balance and the flow of energy throughout the body, mind, and soul, or spirit. These techniques work directly with the physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of well-being. Okay, and so we have found that this movement that is created with the HyperBath Pro really contributes to the energy healing. All cells experience a constant in and out of flow of the elements necessary for survival. This includes growth, repair, replication, acquiring nutrients, and expelling waste. Life ceases for a cell or a group of cells without this energy flow. So the microcurrents that are generated by the HyperBath ionic system, it stimulates the cellular energy to get it moving again, allowing the body to reawaken the healing response and restore healthy patterns. So we're really looking now to promote a holistic approach, okay? And to understand how our cells get blocked and why are they functioning poorly? Why are we experiencing poor health? Okay, so the unhealthy patterns develop in the body due to unhealthy foods and environments. I think we all know that. But it's also due to unhealthy thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. Our thoughts create emotional responses in the body, but the emotions really are live energy currents that empower or disrupt cellular function. So with our new approach, we want to make sure that we're talking about the HyperBath Pro more than just detox. What we know now from experiences is that it will create a relaxation response in the body, followed by an increase in movement in the energy of the cells and the molecules that affect the body and mind. The microcurrents open your energy system to release blockages, and then it restores the natural, healthy patterns within you. So what happens with these treatments and how we're using this as a business, or you're using it for self-care, is we want to ensure the cells and the systems in your body continue to repattern back to their original healthy state. All right, so as with anything with a habit, we can correct it with some energy movement and some of the ionic flow, and then off you go, feeling great and healthy. But if we're not careful, we slide back into our old patterns, the way we think, the things we eat, right, the things we do. So continued sessions are often required to make sure that our cellular energy doesn't revert back to the unhealthy condition that you've been living with. All right, we want to watch that we don't continue to engage in the unhealthy thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and foods that started the problem in the first place. So as we're using the HyperBath as a business or as a service, we want to expand our understanding when we're working with people. We want the sessions to be more supportive and educational. We want to help people restore their energy, dissolve the unhealthy patterns stuck in their body and mind to help set them free to experience life differently. So we can do that just through, if some people are still like to just sit down and have a detox session, that's fine. But by teaching them about their energy and about the flow through the body, we can really help them transform their health. So we want to also be able to talk about it as a form of energy healing, because it does affect the body as well as the biofield around the body. For those of us in energy work, also called the aura. And so I notice when I'm working with clients that so many in this overwhelmed and busy society have depleted biofields, depleted aura. And so everything seems to overwhelm them and affect them because they have no energy surrounding the body. So as this works through the energy, it boosts up the biofield, the aura, back to this really nice, positive, juicy energy state. And if any of you are intuitive energy workers, you can instantly feel the difference when you're working with your clients. It's very fascinating to see the impact it has on the energy fields. So when you work with Healthy Living for You, you could be using the HyperBath Pro in a couple ways. Right? You could simply be offering these cellular energy rebalancing sessions as a service to your clients. You could become a referral partner to build your business through commissions on any of the products that you sell. You could simply use the HyperBath for self-care to revitalize your own health. Or you could learn more and become a certified cellular energy rebalancing practitioner. We want to develop a whole program that allows you to work as a practitioner one-on-one with clients to help them rebalance their energy and understand how this is working with them. Right now, a lot of them are, you have this session and it was meant sort of as a hands-off, sit there, detox, which again, it absolutely is beneficial, but we would like to expand more so you can have mixed sessions where they're doing the energy cleanse as well as working with the energy fields, the chakras, the auras. There's so much more that we could do to help our clients if that's something that is interesting to you. I think the biggest change we're starting to see and we're trying to promote in this ionization evolution, how this machine is changing and growing, is the direction. Right now, we are teaching and showing that the ionized water becomes charged. It resonates with the body. It flows up through the body, out through the aura to have a huge impact, awakening the cellular energy's own inherent wisdom for rebalancing the body. But this is all about the flow going up and out in the body, where a lot of the stories with the ionic foot baths in the past have all been about pulling the energy out of your system, pulling those toxic metals and the toxic chemicals out of your system and into the water. Some of that may happen, but the real powerful healing in our experience comes from this boost to the cellular energy as it flows through the body. So we're changing the language because we have found that all these testimonials about the great things that have happened are happening more than just from a detox. There's so much more happening. So we have this new sort of branding and language that we would like to use to help people understand what a benefit this can be for the body, the mind, and the spirit. It has an incredible impact on the way we think and how we feel. The emotions are greatly impacted by using this system, and we don't want people to miss out on that aspect of it as well. Okay, so we are open to questions. Sometimes people don't want to ask questions on webinars because it's publicly, but I encourage you to email John or I and ask your questions. If you're thinking about using it as a business, if you want to change the way you're using it in your business, you know, we're open to any of those questions. We'd love to help you use it to improve the lives of your clients, your family, friends, and yourself, and build a business as well, if that's something that you are interested in. So that was our brief information. We are so open to questions. You can ask questions. You can type them in the chat if you don't want to, you know, say them openly on the webinar. But we are here to help you, and we would love to know what else you need to help you grow your business and reach more people. So we are open to questions. Happy to hear from you. Feedback, how's it going, all of that. Now I'm going to stop this so I can see your happy faces and see if there's any questions you want to address right now. Pop them in the chat or ask John, wave, and John will unmute you, and you can ask whatever you would like to know. We are here to help.
Yeah, you can unmute yourselves. Just unmute yourselves if you have a question, and don't see anything in the chat yet.
How often should you suggest detoxing to a person that's fairly healthy?
Okay, so that's another cool thing, right? You know, on all the different approaches, there's like, oh, you shouldn't do detox too much. It's hard on the body. It's hard on the earth. But what we're finding is if you're really not well, then yeah, you got to take it kind of gently. But what the beauty is now is realizing it's boosting your cellular energy. So if you're healthy and vibrant, or you're just stressed out, like the value of just being stressed out and overwhelmed and just having a little pick me up of your system, there isn't any reason why you couldn't do it if you're in a stressed and overwhelmed, but you're healthy. There's no reason why you couldn't do it every other day, right? And then maybe slim down to once a week just to perk up the energy and make sure, like as a maintenance program, right? Just make sure your cells got the energy needed. And it is so interesting, right? As an intuitive reader myself, when I was experimenting with this, just to feel somebody's energy flow or feel the state of the chakras. And even if they weren't that sick, like with real health issues, the reading of the chakras before a session and the reading after, it's amazing. They just open up and things flow better. So to use it as just a way to clear your energy and to clear your chakras, I found it to be very effective. So again, you're looking at, is this a detox? Is there heavy issues that need to be cleared? And what is this person's comfort level? And that's why I like it as a session where you can talk somebody through it. How are you feeling? What are you experiencing? So we can see, right? Because no one should experience a session that there's any fear or what is this doing? Oh, I'm feeling really uncomfortable. When we walk people through it gently, healing is easier. The minute somebody's uncomfortable or fearful, they block the energy flow of the body. Now, the body always has master control. The mind is the master controller. Okay, so if I block my energy and my chakras to this experience of the ionic cleanse or the ionic rebalancing, of course I can block it, right? Because I just refuse to let it in. And that's why it's really important that people are relaxed and they're open and allowing. And once the water is charged and starts to resonate with our body's energy, it's really quite interesting how it can change the condition of the energy flow.
Yes, and just to add on to that, we're finding now, like before, even when Bev was really sick, that people, it was mainly sick people that were really interested in this. They were grappling at anything, what's going to help them. But we're with the new energy rebalancing system, we're getting a lot of practitioners and people that are really being aware of their health and you know, with the vaccines and everything that was going on out there, that they were really suggesting you can do it every day, providing you keep hydrated, because it's not the 30 minutes that you're in the foot bath, it's the next 48 hours where it's really effective for boosting the energy and putting more oxygen into every cell and tissue of the body. So we're finding a lot more out that it's for everybody right now with the preventative self-care, and people are getting more into the alternative self-care than ever, I believe.
You have a great question. Thanks, Jeanette. Yeah. Anybody else have questions or comments or how it's working for you or anything else that we can help support you with in building your business and working with clients?
So I had a question emailed to me. They were wondering, what is the partnership what does that mean? Like in your presentation there, you mentioned about the partnership.
Yeah, so what we're looking at is many ways to run it as a business. If you are already offering it as client services, you can continue to do that. But what happens is often people will say, well, this is amazing, I want to use it more, but I can't come that often. How do I buy my own and take it home? So if you want to be set up as a referral partner and you would like to sell it to any of the clients that ask that they can use it at home, then John, we set you up in our system, and any of the clients that want to buy it, you just help them order it, or you give them your code, and as a recommendation for buying it, you become a referral partner, and then you get commission on every sale. And you don't even have to ship it. John does it all. John will get the order, he'll take all the payment, he'll ship it out, he will work with the client, but your referral creates income for you, right? And it is great if clients, they still may come to you now and then for like a full session and talk about it, but if they want to do a boost for themselves every week at home just to get the stress of the day off, and they want to own their own, then you benefit by introducing them to the product as well as helping them with treatments and then referring it over. So anybody who wants to know information about that referral and how the commissions work and how easy it is to have that aspect of your business building up commission money for the clients that you want to sell it to, absolutely, we can give you information on the referral program and how to get set up instantly, no cost. We just want to help people use the system as easily as possible. Anybody else? Who else got questions?
There was another question. What is the average charge per session if you're using it as a business?
Okay, so that's a great question. That's been all over the board. So it depends how long you've been in the business. Originally, they came out, some people were doing them for $35 for a half-hour session. They just set it up, person goes over there, they pay their $35. Other ones, it's ranged up to $60, depending on their, what area, if you're in Toronto or where you're at, or some people are selling packages. And I'd really like to promote, as we look with practitioners, I'd really like to promote blended sessions, because when we just sit them for their little session and off they go, they could be experiencing things that we could help them with. So if you're a massage therapist and you blend it in, right? So we make a half-hour session into an hour session by adding a little bit of massage or adding a little bit of Reiki or adding a little bit of polarity or whatever your energy treatment is or whatever else you're doing. If you can blend them together and get yourself to an hour session, then your per person amount is just higher, right? Which is basic in business. Sell more to the one person to build your business, but it's not just about selling more. I believe we have a better healing service when we can integrate other activities or talk them through or coach them through the emotional release or what's going on for them when they're having the session. So I don't know, those who are using it right now, I don't know how much you're charging. Deb?
I'm going to pipe in a little bit because it depends on how you're offering the service. Mm-hmm. So I do a lot of combination, like Tina says. So I do anything from vibration exercise to sauna. There was different things that I would combine. I would suggest, depending on your client, if clients are of poor health, they tend to be somewhat depleted and lazy, if you will. So, you got to experiment a little bit as to what order. But I also offer portable sessions. So if I'm traveling versus someone coming to me, for example, so if you're coming to my place and I'm doing it in my place, it's different than my travel time and so forth. And myself and some of the folks I've worked with John's product in the past do it as a mobile service. So, that to Tina's point, anything that you may have as a skill set that you combine, where you can offer other services, it's not only light and portable, but I tend to spend more time in a home environment. So I maybe I'm doing some manual massage. I've got a little tabletop, so sometimes I'm working massage on the upper body while the feet are in the bath. So there's you're only limited by your imagination on things like that, and it's a great way to complement your other skill sets. So if if you've got your own sort of focal service, it's a great complement to that. So whatever that may be.
No, that's great. Thanks so much for sharing that, Deb.
And from a price point perspective, I should say, I started much like Jeanette. I was probably 11, 12 years ago, maybe even longer ago. And it depended on, I offered a punch card system. So if you were coming in for just a single session versus maybe pre-purchasing 5 or 10 in a series, I would have a better volume price. So if you, in my studio, I was $50 a session when I started in 07, 08 with this product. And if someone was buying as many as 10, it would be as inexpensive as 35. So that was how I did it. And it was very popular towards the end of the year when health spending accounts, people were wanting to use up their health spending. That was a common reason people would maybe purchase a group or give it as a Christmas present, those type of things.
Yeah, excellent. And one of the beautiful...
To put on that, in Ontario, we have it approved as hydrotherapy for reflexologists, for massage therapy. We've got it approved through the College of Massage Therapy as hydrotherapy. So a lot of spas and other people have different modalities that they're doing. So it really complements, it never competes with anything that you're doing. And that's where massage therapists were really benefiting, because you could use it on, if they had benefits, they'd just charge it out as a half-hour massage, and or reflexology or whatever they're doing, chiropractors, like it was all approved as hydrotherapy. So that's another bonus for people too.
Any other questions? The other benefit to mixing I have found is the system creates, and if you pay attention, you can actually feel it unwinding you, right? As it goes into the cells, it relaxes them. It creates a relaxation response and gets the energy flowing. So if you're doing cranial sacral or massage or any other treatment, I think you will find if you do this first, they are way more relaxed and respond better to the massage or the cranial sacral. It's like it's done this great prep work for you, and then you can use other modalities much easier because the body is already relaxed. I know I've done energy work for years, and sometimes half the session is trying to get them to relax, where these microcurrents through the ionization process just relax and stimulate the cells and create the response faster. And then you can layer in other treatments. So there's lots of cool ways you can do this. And as a business owner, you know, one of the keys to business, because I've worked in business for so many years with small business owners, one of the keys is differentiation, right? So we want to be different. We want to have different things. So if you find there's a bunch of Reiki practitioners in your neighborhood and there's lots to choose from, creating an integrated session that is Reiki and HyperBath Pro, right? When you can differentiate your treatment from others, then it's actually just more interesting for clients. And it just gives you that extra advantage as a practitioner. Okay, any other thoughts, comments, questions?
So somebody just messaged me here. So what's the advantage of being a referral partner? So I guess I can answer that is we're looking for partners to promote our machine. Our machine will be full retail price on our website, but you're going to have an advantage because we're going to give you a coupon code that you can go out there and offer your clients a discount. And then, especially if you're in business doing other services, you can offer a bonus for them to come to you. Plus, you're going to get the discount on the machine, and you're going to get your percentage of commission on that product. And the one thing that we've done in the past is, you know, people are always wondering, where can I go for this service to try it out? So even if we send you these people as a referral partner to experience, they may end up being a client of yours, but even if we send them to you, you're still going to get the referral commission because they did the service through you. So that's another advantage where we can build our sales team, I guess you'd call it, by sharing what's available there and how it works. And that's going to be a complete package that I'm really excited about that you're going to have full support on all of this new information about the rebalance, the recharging, the reboot, the reset of the body, which is phenomenal.
So, Jeanette, I understand you've been using it for quite a while now. Does the new language, do you see how you can integrate it? Is that helpful to you when you're used to the sort of detox language?
Yes, because I use the PEMF as well. So I could combine them. I have not, because sometimes I thought it might be too much detoxing at the time. But there's so many different programs that I can use for microcirculation, wounds and fractures, microcirculation healing. I've got about 40 different types of programs that I can use, but I have to be careful. So it depending on the health of the person, so it doesn't detox too much at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So I've used something that's like a regeneration, which is basically something that people can use if they go for post-surgery or post-chemotherapy. When they come back here, and it just helps them, their body helps them heal 3 to 4 times faster. So if they have the detox, they probably wouldn't want to do that after the chemo, but actually the regen program helps them with the secondary effects, so they're not as sick afterwards.
Absolutely.
So you can do I can do a combinations, or I can do maybe half-hour reflexology. I find more than that hour is too much, so I would have to recommend 2 half-hour sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my programs for the PMF are half an hour anyways. Some of them are a little bit longer, but with a regen, it would just help them rebuild their system, rebuild their cells, rebuild their body.
Jeanette, is your PEMF like a lay down mattress style?
It is a full body mattress, yes.
I've got a full body mattress, but I've also I work with a lot of wheelchair and paralysis users. So I have a chair version as well. This is just combo ideas, but I'll sit them in the PEMF. I'm usually doing a lower, I'm usually trying to shrink the capillaries. I'm doing under 12, 11 hertz typically.
Right.
But I'll also, once I'm done everything, I think a lot of what we're dealing with today and what's also affecting our electromagnetic fields is the fact that our environment is just becoming more charged with many of our devices. And what I find with PEMF, I use PEMF personally to mitigate the effects of EMF. I'm sensitive to them. You know, so sometimes at the end of the day, you're in a positive or a negative excess charge. And I find grounding, like using a grounding mat after is a good way to kind of just level things out, whether they've absorbed excess or negative, excess positive or negative charge. It's a good way to just kind of level things out, especially if I find they're depleted, you know, after the second or usually the first session, everybody's a little tired.
Yes.
You know, you kind of want to go to sleep, but by the second or the third, if I find the energy levels are still very depleted, I'm having luck with the grounding mat. And grounding could be simply just going and standing on the grass as well, but
absolutely,
you're seasonal like me, so we could only do that if you. So I do have a grounding mat on the floor. So once they're done their session and I've dried their feet off, I kind of just put their feet on the grounding mat for a little bit.
Okay.
To just an easy add-on while I'm, you know, letting them get rebalanced, if you will. They work well together.
Okay, I just don't know too much.
That there was, this is what we're learning with the new information. You know, the water is guppy and yucky and full. The old belief that was the toxins coming out of the body. We know now that it's totally untrue. There's no scientific that there's anything coming out of the body, which there is somewhat. But so the old belief was, okay, you're pulling all the good nutrients out of the body. That's totally untrue. What we're doing is recharging every cell and tissue in the body. So that's why people feel different after. We get so many results of brain fog gone, and you can't measure emotions. There's no color in anger. There's no color in pain or whatever that's going on in the body. And that's why you know, we're getting away from the color. The color means the machine is working. If it's not changing color, the machine is not working. And our special dual coil array is, everything's been formulated with, it's a dual coil, it's positive and negative, it's of the purest stainless steel. So those are all important factors to realize and what's really possible. We know it elevates the hydrogen peroxide level in our bodies. You can measure that. What we can't measure is what's in the toxins. In the bath water itself, I meant.
I find it actually detoxed or got rid of a lot of the heavy metals that the vaccination provided, which made me sick. Because I had problems with asthma most of my life, and about 20 years ago, I was fine. And when I got the vaccination, it reactivated some lung issues. And once I used the ion detox, I feel fine now. It's gone. So some toxins do come out. Whatever
Yes.
they are, I don't know. But I think I believe it does get the heavy metals, which is basically a lot of problems with a lot of people. From the environment, from the chemicals and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. It gets it out, but it's not just
Not just
out of the bath water. It's through our skin, through every organ in our wherever we're expelling the toxins out of every organ. The skin is the biggest organ,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why we find a lot of people have psoriasis or different skin that why does this clear up after?
Mm-hmm.
So if that's, anybody have anything else, or how are we for time here, Tina?
Nope, it's 10:02, and so yeah, sometimes people don't like to ask their questions publicly, so we totally invite you to email us if you have anything or anything you think about or anything you need clarity on. John and I are happy to answer your questions and carry on the discussion. We hope to be doing more educational videos and training to help support you with your healing journey and with the healing businesses that you have. So yeah, absolutely. If there are no other questions, then we can wrap up today's journey, and hopefully we will continue to see you and help you along the road.
Thank you. Thank you
Yes,
for your
thanks.
time.
Thanks for everyone who showed up today. And again, give us a call or email, or give us an email, and we'll get back to you. And we'll be sending the replay out. You'll get an email if you want to look it over again or send it to somebody. So thanks again, everybody.
Thanks, John
Thank
and
you.
Tina.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Thanks,
Enjoy your
Tina, for all your
afternoon.
help.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.